Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. Bitcoin is currently trading at $103,915. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget and Bybit, but as you can see, I already highlighted you it here. The taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges, and on top of that you can get an additional 20% discount on those low taker fees if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc, and here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So let's get to Bitcoin. I think that we have done a great job yesterday. We have said so far this is here an ascending triangle, which broke to the upside, target $104,925. We got this push here to the upside. Afterwards, we got in consolidation within a bull flag. We broke the bull flag to the upside, we retested it. For me, this was actually the sign that we might even overshoot the $104,900. It didn't happen. We got rejected there. So let me take out this one here. This happened. This one here too. And the target of the ascending triangle as well. So what we have formed afterwards is, since we broke the bull flag to the upside but didn't get over the $104,925, we just got a double top pattern, which broke to the downside. For sure, we went up again, but we didn't invalidate the target. To invalidate the target here, we have to break the $104,925. In my opinion, we already went into that target with the push which we got right now, this one here. We can also drop a little bit more to get into the fair value gap. So the key level which I think have to hold is the $103,480. This key level have to hold. We can get lower than that, for example like this here, but as long as it's not sustainable, means we get here a retest and a follow through, everything looks good to me. So we can still wick lower than that and get bought up very fast. In my opinion, what we have got, let me take out the double top pattern. In my opinion, what we got is that we have formed here a left shoulder, here the head, and this might be the right shoulder. So that would be an inverted head and shoulders formatation, which is a bullish pattern. So to activate that, we have to break the $104,900. Means we need the push to the upside with a breakout, then it would be good, in my opinion. If we break the $103,480 to the downside, then I think this pattern is gone and we have to look for other patterns. So basically what I'm going to do is, I want to change the dark blue trend line a little bit, make it a bit like this. So we have here the candle closes. Yeah, we don't count the wick here. I can zoom in. Here exactly at the candle close. Here at the candle top. So basically if we break it to the upside, and now I will give you the price mark. $104,900, then it would be good. Then we take the length of one shoulder, like this, and we put it to the breakout point. This left shoulder, it can also be the same length from the right shoulder. Means we can put it here, and we can see, if we zoom in, that we still have a little bit space to the downside. Yeah, it might be possible that this right shoulder, that the low of the right shoulder here is done and we can expect higher prices, or we wick a bit lower and afterwards a nice push. That's what I want to see. So if the $104,900 breaks to the upside, then the target of the left shoulder is going to tell me 106,000 US dollar is possible for Bitcoin. If we take for sure the length of the head, which is the maximum target of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, put it then to the breakout point, then we would even get prices up to 106,700 US dollar, where we also have resistance a bit lower than that. Here's the price mark. So this is also realistic in my opinion, getting up to 106,460 US dollar. But to get there, like I said, we have to get this push to the upside. If we lose the 103,490 US dollar to the downside, then we still have a fair value gap between 103,000 US dollar to 102,600 US dollar. And we also have here the target of this head and shoulders formatation from the past. This one here, which broke to the downside, target 101,200 US dollar for Bitcoin. This target can still be hit. The 101,200 US dollar can be still hit even though we get up. Because if we go into the 1 hour chart, then you are going to see that here, for example, we sold off, we got a correction. Afterwards, we sold off, then we get another push to the upside, and then we sell off again. So this might be possible for Bitcoin. Let's jump into Ethereum. So 50 minutes chart. So we have said yesterday that we might have here an ascending triangle. Wait, let me take out first this trend line so it looks better. So we have said here ascending triangle. But what I was thinking, I don't know what this here was. We didn't got a nice breakout like this. We didn't get a retest. Instead, we just got something like this. So basically this chart pattern got invalidated in my opinion. So I can take this one out because this wasn't in resistance. So basically what I was thinking was that we get a nice push to the upside into the 2.6K for Ethereum. Let me take this one out and I would draw something else, which is the same target. So over the time I have seen here, this might be a rising wedge. This one here, it broke to the downside, target got hit. So I can also take this one out. This is also useless now because we hit the target. So now I think that we have here currently a double bottom pattern, a possible one. So we have to break to the upside, which is currently the 2,550 US dollar. If we break the 2,550 US dollar to the upside, then I can expect a price push up to 2,624 US dollar. Here's the price mark. I will move this one here. So that's the target of the double bottom pattern, but for that we have to push to the upside. If we get another low, like for example this, then something else is going to get in play in my opinion. Then we have the chance to form here an inverted head and shoulders formatation. This might be even the head now. We can also drop lower than that and it would be still the head. Afterwards a push up to 2,526 US dollar, then a bounce and forming the right shoulder. If that is going to happen, then this is also going to be a bullish pattern which can get us to higher prices. But in that case, we have to see if we get even up to 2,625 US dollar, then it would be just the second retest of the huge rising wedge in bright blue. Then the targets which we have here we have here two targets. One is the normal target of a rising wedge, the other one is the mid-range target of the rising wedge, which is getting with a higher chance us into the price mark. What I have seen so far is that if we take the maximum target of a rising wedge, depending on what kind of rising wedges this is, but you can see it already, the spread here is a lot. This is the spread here. We put it to the retest point. The mid-range target is less bearish and also gets hit more often, and it's much more safer to trade, in my opinion. So, if we get the second retest, like for example this, and we get rejected here, then the price targets would move to the second retest. And then we get different take profit areas for the rising wedge. So keep that in mind. This is still not bullish in my opinion. We have to break the 2,690 US dollar to the upside, then it would be positive again. Otherwise, this was just the first down move. This is just the correction to the down move, and afterwards we can even drop to 2,220 US dollar. So let's keep an eye on that. The next coin, XRP. So we have said here that we have a falling wedge in bright blue, which broke to the upside, target $2.21. If we break the $2.21 to the upside, then I would be in for a long position. So I can take this one out. This didn't happen. I have also told you that I have two different entries in my opinion. Here was the breakout. Yesterday we have made here the video. If we would have got the retest at $2.13, then I would jump into a long trade for this push. This didn't happen. We got exactly into the $2.21. Then I have said, okay, if we don't get a retest, then I would just take the trade. If we break here out and get here the retest, then I'm in for a long trade up to $2.30. So now we are at $2.13 right here. Do I want to take a long trade now? No, because we already made the gains with this push. So there are two scenarios. The first one is we made our gains. This is the bearish one. We made our gains. And now we are getting something like this. The bullish scenario is this was just the breakout. This is just the retest. And we get a follow through into $2.30. So far, I don't know. It's 50-50 in my opinion. And that's why I don't want to risk anything. But we can also say that we have a bullish pattern. Another one, which is this inverted head and shoulders formatation. So the breakout is still the same, $2.21. Kind of funny, but $2.21. I would still wait for this price mark, because afterwards we can say we take the length of one shoulder at least. We can also look, the right shoulder can develop. Okay, we already developed the low of the right shoulder. We need the push to the upside, but afterwards we have then two targets directing us into the area $2.28 to $2.30. And now I have more confidence that once we break the $2.21 to the upside, that we should get with a higher chance, even far higher chance, up to $2.30. If we lose the support at $2.30 and sustainable, yeah, this is not sustainable in my opinion. We have to break again to the downside. Then I would say the inverted head and shoulders formatation is gone. And then we have to see we have to look for new bullish patterns, getting us targets into the area, because the falling wedge, it can even get a second retest. But this falling wedge is so sharp that if we get a second retest, like this for example, then I would actually look for other chart patterns to trade. So what about Solana? Solana is also one of the only coins which didn't got into the target from its ascending triangle. This here we have set ascending triangle, broke to the upside, got its retest, but we didn't got into the area at 159 US dollar. Instead we broke it to the downside, target 149 US dollar for Solana. I think this is still possible that the other coins are pushing to the upside. Solana is just going to get a small move. Then the other coins are going to have a small correction. Solana is getting a new low. This might be possible for Solana, so I would keep my eyes on that scenario. I still think that we have the chance getting into the 159 US dollar because we have here a fair value gap. And this should get filled. The ascending triangle didn't hit its target. We can, for example, look into SUI. Then you can see we also had here the ascending triangle. And we got perfectly into our target. Solana didn't do this move. So basically Solana is a bit weaker than the other coins. And weakness is not good because weakness can still get us lower prices. So afterwards, if we lose the 149 US dollar to the downside, 145 US dollar is going to be the next support. If we also lose it, $132.25. That's the target of the rising wedge, which we have formed here in orange, which we broke to the downside where we got also the retest. So, to be a bit bullish, we have to see the $160.75 breaking to the upside. But once we break the 169 US dollar, then I think we can expect a nice push to the upside for Solana. So I hope that I gave you some valuable information with my video. And we see each other in the altcoin update where we talk about SUI, AVAX, HBAR and Dogecoin and the other altcoin update, Render, Tau, Casper and ONDO.